I think when people look at their work, busy weeks that they might have at work, hard decisions they might have at work, this might have been a week where you took a look at Doug Boles, president of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway of IndyCar, and say, well, at least I don't have his job. Tony Katz, good to be with you. From having to take a look at what the tech team found regarding that rear attenuator on Joseph Newgarden's car, on Will Power's car, both Team Penske cars, to seeing how they couldn't qualify for that Fast 12, to then saying that wasn't enough, to pushing them to the back of the grid in the 32 and 33 spots in the middle and outside of row 11, to then Roger Penske firing the team leader there for Team Penske and others from IndyCar. Some actually said that Doug Boles looked tired. He admitted he didn't sleep. Doug Boles joins us right now. I didn't know if you looked tired or you looked committed in that press conference. I want to ask you about it, but before we do, Jim Irsay of the Colts passing away at the age of 65 yesterday. The Speedway putting out a statement. Your thoughts on Jim Irsay, life and legacy?
Yeah, when we got that news yesterday, obviously sad for our community, sad for the sports community here too. One of the things that works so well in Indianapolis is how well the Pacers and the Colts and the racetrack and the Indians, just all the sports franchises get along so well. And what Jim Irsay was able to do with that franchise after 2000 and really put the Colts on the map with Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck and just the things that really were working well there. I think he looked at community first and believed that he had an obligation to make our community better through his platform of the Colts, and definitely missed that kind of leadership.
Will we be seeing at the 500 any memorial to Jim Irsay?
I'm sure we'll mention it in pre-race in terms of lighting up Pagoda or the pylon or anything. Probably not race day, but we'll definitely see something that we'll do between now and then.
Talking to Doug Boles, president of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway of IndyCar. Let us talk about the week that you've had. You've done this job a long time. Certainly, the IndyCar stuff has been added responsibility over the last year, and well earned by you. You have referred to being president of the Speedway as the honor, and always showing up with the tie. And the track deserves your respect. In your years with racing, your years as president of the Speedway, have you had a tougher week than this past one?
Yeah, my first year at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, we dealt with the loss of Dan Weldon. We've lost Brian Clausen. Having to announce that Brian Clausen got killed at a racetrack not here. So definitely have had more painful moments because we've lost people. But in terms of just how quickly things started unfolding on Sunday, and then trying to manage through it, and I've only been in the IndyCar job for 3 months. Really trying to figure out all of those pieces around it. It has definitely been a challenging job. And then just really working and trying to decide what is the appropriate penalty for making a mistake in that qualifying session, that qualifying moment that is so important to setting the field. It definitely was a challenging 24 hours or so there, and then certainly it hadn't let up a whole lot over the last 3 days.
You talk about mistake, but it seems that this is something that Team Penske was doing. Whose mistake are you referring to?
It's definitely a team mistake. Definitely the team did something that's pretty black and white inside the rules that you can't do. And then on our side of things, I don't know why, and we're still trying to figure out exactly why that particular piece wasn't caught before. It's a difficult thing to see until you know it's there. It's like everything else, and when you know it's there, you go, "Oh my gosh, it's right in front of you." But just with the way that things go, when our cars go through tech, the focus at tech at the racetrack is about getting the cars on the track in a way that the playing field is level. And as the guys look through things, they look, the attenuator's on there, so we move on, and you just start thinking of, and you don't get into the detail, the fine detail, especially when it's been coated and when it's been cleaned up so that it's harder to tell. It becomes a challenge. But,
Talking to Doug.
saying that, we should not miss things like that for sure.
Talking to Doug Boles, president of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, president of IndyCar, I would agree. You should not miss things like that. But IndyCar did miss things like that. You see the response from Roger Penske. There's this conversation about independent oversight over whether it's actual the tech or it's the actual series itself. You saw the punishments that were meted out by Roger Penske. We talk about your punishments as well. The question is it enough?
In terms of what we've done with the team, 100%. In fact, I felt really good about what we did on Monday, I guess is the day that we made that change. And we went way beyond what the rules called for. And I believed when I went to bed on Sunday night that just leaving them in the spot that the rules of qualifying said of where you go if you fail a technical inspection, to me, it just felt like it needed to be one step further. And Saturday, they were in the fastest 30, so it does not make sense to remove them from the field at that point, but to take them and put them all the way at the back, fine them, suspend people, take away points. It's pretty unprecedented in terms of how much we actually did at that point for something that even our paddock right now, as things calm down, the engineers and others in the paddock say, we don't know why they did this. There really isn't a competitive advantage that anybody can see. Now, the intent, I'm sure that in somebody's mind there was some intent that, hey, we think this might give us a competitive advantage.
Right.
And I know the team has denied that, and I'll take them at their word. But it certainly calls into question, why would you do that at that place on a car where you really can't visually see it unless you decide you're going to hone in on it. And you see it from the pictures that people posted. You have to zoom in on a spot in the car that nobody sees unless they know what they're looking for.
This has created certainly a level of negativity, and I don't think we should have this without discussing the positives, which is sellout, which is approximately 400,000 people who are going to descend on race day where the rain is either not going to come or is going to come after the race, and we're going to have cool temperatures. Cool temperatures, when we talk about 65 and partly cloudy, what does that say to you, Doug?
Means the racing is going to be fantastic. I mean, part of the reason the race was so good last year was we started late because of the rain that we had, and then the temperatures were cool afterwards. So that does mean that the racing is probably going to be pretty powerful. You touched on something I think is really important. You know, I am sort of ever the positive promoter talking about our community, about our state, and our events here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and I feel sorry for our team and our fans over the last few days that we don't get to celebrate this amazing moment that we've sold out the grandstands for the first time since 2016. And for me right now, I'm just trying to navigate our way through a big challenge here so that the team and our fans who are excited about what they get to do on race day can focus on this moment, because it's really great for our sport, it's great for this venue, and it's fantastic for our community.
And it is, which is why I brought it up. I mean, there's a lot to discuss, but there's a lot of pretty fantastic stuff. Of course, listening to the race on WIBC, which you agree, Doug, is the only way to listen to the race.
I mean, I'll tell people that's even, I'm excited about the TV, but radio is the absolute best way probably to consume the race if you're not on property. And even the folks on property, they've got the headphones on and they're listening to the broadcast, because the way that the anchors and the team on the broadcast tell the story, it's unlike any other way of consuming it.
That is absolute fact. Doug Boles knows what he's talking about. And of course, Carb Day tomorrow. We're starting over there with a porch party at Just Add Water Boats. You are welcome to join us on the east side. Coffee from Java House. We're there for you. You should come and hang out and smoke cigars with us in the morning. But Carb Day activities start. What time do the gates open?
So we'll open up gates about 8 o'clock, and we'll get going just around lunchtime. We'll get cars out for a couple hours. We have the pit stop competition that takes place, and then we've got the concert that obviously ends the day with the All-American Rejects, a little bit younger than I am, and then Brett Michaels from Poison fame will close things out for us.
A little bit older than you are.
Yeah, a little bit older. Well, it's getting pretty close to my age for sure.
That's Doug Boles. Listen, there is stuff to celebrate. It's a party weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. Let's go enjoy it. Incredible work getting the sellout. I appreciate the honesty and the forthrightness with us, Doug. We will see you tomorrow, and you're invited to join us at the porch party. I'll have a cigar waiting for you at Just Add Water Boats. Doug Boles from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Appreciate it. I apologize for